Can we game in this? Checkers or chess?
All right, everybody, welcome back. We're in the Supercar Street Racing studio with Brad, and today we got an awesome opportunity to partner up with DEUXLIFE.
Yeah, we got this chair here, and we're pretty excited about what this chair claims to do. Supposedly, it does heating and massaging. It'll recline all the way back, almost horizontally, and I think it's just an exciting thing for both gamers and for work.
Yeah, well, we're really excited to get this thing put together. After we complete the put together, Brad's going to talk a little bit more about how you can get 30% off on this product on Amazon.
Okay, what do you say we just get this thing completely unboxed, check out everything that comes with it, and then we can tell them more later.
Sound good?
Can we game in this? Yeah, man. Watch Game of Thrones.
Welcome back to Supercar Street Racing. We're out here in the SCSR garage with Dukes of Duval. We just wanted to talk to you guys a little bit about the channel first. The channel is a great place to check out lifestyle stuff, reviews, power sports, and anything else related to house projects. We have all that.
And just as a reminder, go out and check out our other channel, which is Second Car Street Racing. This will be a more in-depth, behind-the-scenes look at what we do day to day of how this channel works.
The second channel is for things that don't actually belong on the first channel. We're trying to put more and more stuff on there to build up the subscriber base, so please go ahead and subscribe when you have time. Now let's talk a little bit more about this DEUXLIFE chair. Now I've got the product right here on the page in front of me. Now this guy isn't just about vibration. It does true kneading massages, 2 built-in kneading modes, 12 massage modes, 3 speeds. It's got a dual-sided heated lumbar pillow, and it hits your lower back exactly where you need it.
Yeah, those are nice features. Including in that, they have 175-degree reclining. That's really, really nice for a lot of different things. Included in that, they have a built-in footrest, which is really nice for reclining, as well as a gentle rocking motion that's built in, make it easy to fall asleep.
For sure. And then comfort-wise, this thing is actually oversized, so that's awesome. 21% larger seat, 33% thicker, packed with cold cure foam, and it's designed for long sessions without pressure points.
Yeah, the other great thing about this is all steel frame with a gas shock in it, a really strong gas shock, so much it'll hold up to 400 pounds.
That's a lot.
That is.
Let's stop talking about it. Let's get to unboxing it.
Let's do it.
Can we game in this? Yeah, Monopoly. I'm the car piece.
All right, so here we go. Let's get this thing unpacked and see what it's all about.
Let's get this thing open because there's supposed to be like 5 things inside of it, and we want to show you guys how good this thing was probably packed up as well. So let's get it open.
Here you go. All right, we got our first box. Probably feels like a gas shock, most likely.
Could be the shock. It might, there's the casters, so we know it's not the casters.
All right, we got the base here.
Base, yep.
Yep. It looks like for packaging purposes, they have one leg that stays off that you're gonna add in later, just to make it where it's capable of fitting in there. I think this is a headrest.
There's the remote control with that.
One thing I do know about this set, when we looked at the side of the box, it looks like it comes in like variations of colors. For us, we have the red and the black, but it has everything from green and blue to all types of different colors. It's gonna be nice to fit to whatever decor you have in your house.
And sure, they did ask me what color I wanted. I picked red and black. I thought that was cool. Here is one standard power adapter.
So this is the 5th leg here.
Here's our hardware kit. Everything looks like it's marked with letters and numbers so that we know what order to do everything in.
As well as it has an Allen wrench in there, which is nice.
Yes.
All right, here's our 5 wheels. And these are always usually pretty easy. They just kind of pop into place, so this should be quick.
Base for the chair.
Yep.
With the control on it.
Oh, wow, look at this. This is great. Cool. Really, really nice setup here.
Here's the back of the chair. Our instruction manual also.
This is just like our actual racing chair where it's got the sides so you don't slide back and forth. And the material feels really, really soft too. That's really, really nice.
Got a pillow right here of some sort.
That might be for the actual headrest. I think the other one was the lumbar. And then of course you have your armrests right here, which are super nice, very cushiony, which is great.
And here's the main body of the chair with the footrest, the seat. And there's the footrest that slides up.
Oh, wow. Yeah. I think you got one more thing hiding back here. Yep. 2 more things. Armrests, and we're good.
So assembly is supposed to be straightforward. As long as you've had some experience building office or gaming chairs, you shouldn't have a problem with this. And once it's together, the size is probably going to stand out. It looks like it's made for full-grown adults if one wants to use it.
All right, so we got everything kind of laid out here. So this should not take very long. There's a few parts that have to be assembled, but should be very, very quick. So let's get this put together and we'll talk a little bit more about the chair once it's assembled.
All right, I'm going to get my tools out and make it a little bit easier. It does come with an Allen wrench, but I have Allen bits for the drill, so it'll make our assembly a little bit faster. let's get going.
Let's do it.
Hold on. Is this for gaming?
Yeah, order me a lottery ticket, and when you win, I get to keep the money.
So we got a few things laid out. Brad's going inside to the studio for a few minutes. I'm going to handle putting this together. It should be a one-person job, very easy to do. So looking over the directions really quickly, one of the things they're first going to do is get this base put together. So with this, like I said, in the packaging, for delivery purposes, they had to take off one of the legs to make it a little easier and accommodating a smaller box. So with that, that's very simple. This is almost a snap and play. So we're simply going to pick it up, put it in, and that's on. Now, once you apply pressure to this, it's not going to fall off because the pressure is going down. All right, next we're going to install the wheels. So we'll flip this over. Again, very simple. Most of the stuff is just kind of snapping in, which is great. And just like that, our base is assembled. All right, next we're going to go ahead and put our shock assembly in. Very simple. Just put the larger end that seats perfectly into the base, and then put these and slide these right over top. These are kind of cascading, so when the shock goes up and down, it'll keep it covered. And with that complete, we'll put this off to the side, and then we'll start to work on the seat. All right, so as we work on the seat, we're gonna need to get to the bottom of this to screw in the plate assembly that comes with it that attaches the seat to the base itself. So assembling this for most people is pretty straightforward. However, there is directions that come with this. For our next step, we're gonna attach the tray to the back of the seat. In the package, there comes 4 bolts. Very simple. It is a hex head or Allen wrench style bolt that you're gonna use. So we're gonna get this attached. It does come with an Allen wrench, but we went ahead and taken the time to get us a bit. One thing that it does say when you're attaching this is that it does have an arrow that points to the front that goes towards where your footrest is. So make sure that's pointing in the proper direction, and then insert the 4 screws. Now we're gonna take the time to install the plate to the back seat. There's gonna be 4 bolts that are clearly laid out inside the packaging. For our next steps, we're going to go ahead and assemble the armrest. All right, so now we're going to go ahead and install the armrests. These are very straightforward. They are identical, so all you have to do is put them in and use the last 4 remaining bolts that were in the same package as the plate itself. All right, so now that we have the armrest on, what we're gonna work on next is putting the cushions on. All right, so now we're gonna go ahead and install the armrest cushions. In the package, you will find that there are 4 bolts, all identical. There is a seam at the rear, so you want the clean side to be towards the front where people can see. All right, so the seat is assembled. We'll put that off to the side for now. So now we're gonna go ahead and fasten the headrest to the back seat. From here, what you're going to be putting on is the bottom of the chair to the base itself. That simply just slides right on, and you push down and it sets in itself. All right, so now we're going to go ahead and put the backrest onto the seat itself. This is pretty straightforward. In the packaging, there are 6 bolts total, 4 big ones, 2 small ones. So we'll slide this down in here, get it in position, and then we'll go ahead and put the 4 big bolts in to start. And one thing I like to do is I never like to tighten down all the bolts at once. I like to get them just started and get them seated in there. And then once I know everything's lined up, because sometimes that can make it a pain to get things lined up, is to go back and then tighten them up. And as a reminder, if you're using a power tool, make sure that you adjust the torque so you don't over tighten these, break a bolt, or do some other type of damage. All right, so the last thing we're gonna do is put these covers on. One thing to note is that they are not identical. One is for the right side and one is for the left side, so make sure you put the correct one on. The left side is more flat. The right side has a little bit of a variation just to allow for some of the other mechanical parts to fit in. And now for this, the last thing we're gonna do is put on our decorative cap to cover up where the screw went in. All right, so this thing is pretty much put together. The last thing we're gonna do is add our lumbar and massage cushion to the back. This simply lays here. On here, you have the ability to connect for your power, and then of course you have the remote control to adjust for all the settings that you like.
Hey, Brad, why did the gamer play so many video games after his breakup? He needed to console himself.
All right, so we just got done finished assembling the DEUXLIFE Racing Game Chair. This thing was super easy to put together. The instructions were very clear, but for most folks that have any kind of ability to put simple stuff together, you almost don't even need the directions itself. So one of the great things that comes with this chair is, first of all, it's going to be this ergonomic backrest that you have here. This is probably the most important piece for the standpoint that it offers you both the ability to have heating and massaging. So it has 3 different settings for the massaging, so you can do high, medium, or low. And then of course you can reverse it with this button as well. On the back, you do have a headrest here. It does float around, which is nice, so that if you're a little bit taller or a little bit shorter, it does gives you the ability to put it right where you want it to go. On here, it also has the ability for the armrest to swivel based on how you want your arms to sit, as well as it has the ability for the armrest to go up and down. On the other side here is where you have a couple other options for you. So one of the things that they boast about is the fact that you can go back 175 degrees, which is basically flat. So if you pull this lever up here, it allows you to go all the way back. But I would recommend in doing so, you'll need to make sure you pull your footrest out. The footrest simply pulls out here, floats around, and make sure you do that so that you can have your counterweight for your legs on the other side so you don't tip back. For storage purposes, you just roll this back in and push this forward and you're done. So we'll lift this seat back up. And then the other thing is you have the ability to adjust this to go up and down based on your need by simply pulling this up or sitting on it and pressing it to depress it down. To lock it, you simply slide it back in and it will stay in that position. All right, so to go over a little bit more detail for the control itself, you have the power button here. When it's plugged in, you're gonna need a couple of seconds of depressing that down for it to turn on. On the top here, you have your heat mode. Below there, you're gonna have 3 levels of massaging. There are multiple nodes that are inside here that are massaging your back. So you can have high, medium, or low. And then of course you have the ability to reverse that if you want to go the other direction with this button here. Yeah, so that wraps up the quick features of this chair. I will tell you this was one of the easiest assemblies for a chair that I've done. It's really laid out very easy. Everything was aligned perfectly, so there wasn't a lot of like trying to pull things to one side or the other to get things to line up. Everything from the manufacturer came very, very clean. We're going to shoot this back to Brad in the studio.
Hey, Brad. I broke up with my video game console. Now it's my Xbox. Nothing personal. It was just time for a switch.
Hey, what's up everybody? You just saw us assemble this DEUXLIFE gaming chair, heating, kneading, and massaging office chair. The thing tilts back 175 degrees. It's got padded adjustable armrests and it can support 400 pounds. Please support the channel and go ahead and order this out of the link in the description. Joe's right here next to me. He helped actually assemble the chair and now this is going to Carter for his gaming office in the garage. Guys, check it out in the description. Go ahead and order one. Let DEUXLIFE know that you appreciate the channel and thank you for 256,000 subscribers and our first 1 million view video. We'll talk to you guys later. I'm out of here.